Hello, my name is Starlight, and I just want to reach out to all of you out there and see how all of you are doing. I hope you were able to get out in nature somewhere, and I know in my area and the area that I went today, it rained all day, pretty much. So, Starlight went out to New York City, and that's exactly what it did. I thought my area was supposed to be like 60, but apparently I did not look at my the weather, and a lot of times they're wrong anyway. But I thought today was going to be a nice day, just in the 60s, you know. So anyway, or actually 70, a little, over 60, and but it poured out all day long, but that's okay. And anyway, I hope you're taking good care of yourself, and I hope you're taking good care of your family. Really, you better take care of them while you have them, because you don't know how long they're going to be with you. And anything can happen in life at any given moment in time. And I'm not wishing for any of that to happen. Absolutely not. But that's why it's so important, to love those ones that you do have. And not everyone has a loved one at home, like a boyfriend or a girlfriend or husband or wife. So you really want to respect each other and don't take each other for granted. You know, um, Even if you have a mom and dad or brothers or sisters, same thing. Your pets too, don't forget them. And your children, of course, we don't want to leave the children for last. So anyway, I hope that you're trying to be the best version that you can be, and be the change that you want to see in the world. And, it does. It starts with me and you to make this happen. So that's why I wanted to start a YouTube channel, is to make a difference. I'm working on myself first, and anyway, I'm going to get started with this video. And if you are new, welcome to my YouTube channel. You can find me on my YouTube channel at Starlight, and that's Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you can like this video, you could share this video, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can leave a message down below. Plus, you could reach me at Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook at Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So those are three ways, and like I said in other videos, is that when you help me, then we are together as a team helping the people out in the world that need this kind of information, to help them so they can be better, like a better version of themselves, where they can get healed from, stuff that they're going through in life. So really, if you like it and share it and subscribe, that really is going to help all the people out there that watch YouTube videos. And, the universe will bless you. God will bless you for being a part of it all, So anyway, now to this video, and it is kind of strange. I did already make a video for this, but my thumbnail, I really liked the way my thumbnail came out, and I said, I need to, I checked out my video, and I'm like, you know what, I have to really redo this, so because the thumbnail, I really liked my thumbnail. I do spend some time on my thumbnails. So, and my end screens. I have fun doing all this stuff. So anyway, I am very creative. I do love all of you, and the title of this video, like as you clicked onto it, right? You're watching Starlight, are you? Is Are You Distracted? And that's why I decided I had to remake this video. I didn't give myself 5 stars for the one before, so I got distracted making the video. So anyway, here we go again. And there are many things out in this world that you might want to achieve, so many different things. And I did mention in the other video, and I just didn't add enough stuff. That's why I wanted to redo this again. I just kind of did get distracted in that video. And that happens sometimes when I'm talking about one thing. I kind of, there's so many things I connect to while I'm talking about one topic. I I get distracted. So anyway, but that's all good stuff here. That kind of distraction is what I was mentioning in the other video that I did make is, like, it is very important, not to, and I just made another video before that too, is, what is stopping you, so there could be things out there that you are missing out on, and this video here is that maybe it's because you're distracted, and that actually, like I didn't know I was distracted before. I was spending time doing other things that really wasn't helping me to become my better version of myself. And you're probably wondering, what were you distracted by? Well, here we go. Is, like I was distracted because I love to dance. And, so I spent like 3 hours. I had my own cleaning business at the time. And I wanted to start a YouTube channel. But I'm like, but I don't have time. Like, where's their time? Here I have my cleaning business, and then I have to go out in nature. And at that point, I wasn't even doing yoga. I was doing my meditations every morning and at night, and then Starlight, for some reason, when we go through the fall time, when the clocks get changed, Starlight goes to bed super early, like it was really crazy. So really, I was like going to sleep like at 6, 7 o'clock at night. My family thought it was funny. My son's like, oh, she's probably already sleeping. He's not going to call me at that time because like, oh, she's probably already in bed. Yeah. So, and it is so weird, it's fall, fall behind, spring ahead, like in, so then when the times change in the spring, it's funny how Starlight, but it is so weird. Even though time is illusion, I don't get my body at all when it comes to this time changing thing. Like where now, like I've been going. I'm kind of up and down with my time frame right now. But like last night, it was 11 something. And I'm like, oh, okay. I got to get to bed. I got to wake up early. I got to, I got plans tomorrow. I got to get out of my apartment early so I can travel. So what do you get distracted by is, this is what this video is about. So before, like last year, around fall time when I was wanting to do a YouTube channel really bad, but I couldn't find the time. Well, then I started thinking about, well, what am I doing all day? How is my morning? My morning was packed full, like I had to go to work at 10 o'clock almost every day, unless I had a day off. And Saturdays, of course, I didn't have to go to work, where my mornings were booked, where I didn't have the time in the morning. Absolutely not. My mornings are so important. I don't know what you do in your morning, what do you do when you wake up? Do you wake up and go right to work, like I was, where I did make time for my meditation before I went to work, and then after, see, that's the funny part, is it's not, it's a great thing that you're getting out in nature and hiking and camping and all that. Yes, those are things that like the universe wants you to do. Go camping, go hiking, get outside, get some exercise, breathe some of that good ass prana, baby. It is really healthy and, like very healing to get out in nature. And that's what Mother Gaia, Planet Earth, like that's all, what it's all about is getting out there. And, people are a lot different when they go out hiking. They're friendlier. I went on a trip today out to New York City, like I've been out there before. But I did this all on my own. I drove the whole way out, and I did, I prayed about it before I left, for safety, because I don't know what I'm getting myself into driving that far. That's the furthest I drove by myself, going to a place like that. New York City was a fear of mine because of the traffic and the people, to be honest with you. There's some different people that Starlight's not used to. I grew up in the country. So, I was getting distracted last year, because I love dancing, and that kind of went hand in hand with drinking wine and smoking pot. Those three things, and so there was 3 hours, that I was really wasting, and I had to let all of that go, because I have something more important to work on, and that's me. So if you want to work on yourself, think of, like, and change yourself. Maybe you are, I mean, today I got some downloads today as I was driving. Starlight gets naughty sometimes. Starlight does do some naughty things. The universe knows about it, so I'm going to keep this one quiet. I was getting a whole lot of downloads as I went to New York City today of titles, and wow, I mean, like, as I was driving, I was just like, all this information of what, because I've been like, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? And now I got a whole bunch of stuff in store for all of you people out there, whether you're a deep diver or not, you know. So I got some tricks up my sleeves now. I want to be more creative on my video making. So anyway, what distracts you? Like I have seen a lot of people in my life, including myself, that got distracted on so many different things. Last year I did spend, like, all my extra time out in the woods, really. And then, I thought, hey, I'm out in nature, and here, I even brought my wine out there with me, my pot out there, and I was even dancing, making a 5D4 out there all at once, thinking, hey, look at this. But I had to let that go, like I was trying to justify my pot smoking and drinking wine, but it was. And then when I get home, if it was a rainy day, Starlight was dancing all through her apartment. And dancing's fine, but it's a nice workout, a nice, you get your heart rate going. It's just that, like the smoking pot and drinking that wine, like, sometimes Starlight, it doesn't take much for me for wine at all, like, I'm very light when it comes to my wine, and I am actually a goofy girl when I get drinking. But I gave that up, and I gave up my pot, because that's what this is all about, is really, what are you willing to sacrifice to work on yourself, in order to improve your life, you got to let things go that don't serve you any longer, or people, are there people tripping you up and distracting you? And like my thumbnail, which I have to redo, I kind of goofed up a little bit on it, is you won't notice because it's going to be fixed by the time you see it, is I kind of got my end screen and my thumbnail mixed up, so now I have to redo the whole thing all over. It took me a long time to get this going, but anyway, I don't want to get distracted, right? So yeah, on my thumbnail, as you're going to notice when you click onto that video, this video here is I put a whole bunch of things on there, little pictures of things that I know people get distracted. And so one is like going out to bars and drinking alcohol, hanging out with your friends, either guys or girls, aren't guilty of all of this. A lot of people, they can't wait for the weekend. They want to get out. They work their butts off all week, and it's a way of, just relaxing and feeling good, and there's nothing wrong with that, but is it a distraction? What else could you have been doing in that time frame, And so the other things was, besides going to the bars, drinking alcohol, and maybe, want some, smoking some pot or whatever, like, it's legal now, like, it is kind of weird how this whole thing works, now it's legal, and, this whole time I waited for it to be legal, which I was smoking it anyway. Shh, don't tell anybody. Like, I was smoking my whole life on and off, not the whole time, so going out to dance clubs and all that, which I love to dance. Starlight's her own little star, her own Hollywood star here, I'm amazing, really. When you get to know me, I can do lots of stuff. I can name a whole bunch of stuff that Starlight can do and is really good at. And all the other things besides hanging out at bars and dance, a lot of times that goes hand in hand with cigarettes, alcohol, sex. Ooh, did we mention sex? Yeah, Starlight's not afraid of that word. Um, where that's where a lot of people, guys and girls, they'll go out, dancing and, flirting with other guys and girls, hoping maybe they can, because there's some people that are into the one night stand stuff or friends with benefits or, they're seeking a relationship, but really the bar, might not really be the best place to go look for one. That's not where I would if I was looking for a quick thing, that would be the place to go. But really, Starlight's not into that kind of stuff. Um, you know, so anyway, the other things is I do know is distractions is there's people into football, in the wintertime, big into football. I mean, you might be one of those football fans, or maybe was. Maybe you were a football fan, and so I have been around that. And so after I was around that, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to, I really desire to be with a man that's really not wrapped up into football like that again. I'd rather be with a man that is really working on himself and spending his time wisely, and not wasting all those hours. You add all those hours up, they do add up really quick. And some people are into gambling when they do football. That's it's addiction, where, there's people out there, they have a gambling addiction. And you might think that's okay. It's absolute, you can do whatever you want, but really it is not really a good habit to have, and it can be an addiction. And, you're going to have your ups and downs the whole entire time. I've watched it, I've been around that stuff. I never really was into gambling, and once in a while I'll do a lotto, hey, once in a while, scratch off tickets. Through my whole life, I might have did 10 of them, or 20 maybe, if that, so Starlight does not have any gambling addiction. The things I don't even know what they're called. At the casinos and all that stuff, I don't like the energy there. I was thinking about going there and doing those things that you pull and see if you can get 3 sevens in a row or something like that, or the cherries or all that, whatever those things are called. It's so bad. But remembering names and stuff. So Starlight's not into those things, but you know what? Those people out there that are really have an addiction with gambling, they really need to seek therapy or counseling to, get some help. And I've seen, some stuff that happens with people like that where they can flip out on you, because they, you might have said something at the wrong time or something and boom, where'd that come from? And, I'm packing my bags up. So you gotta really be careful of people that have gambling addictions. It's not a pretty picture out there. And other things is like football, I said, with the gambling, horse races, that's another gambling. Even the dog races, anything they can gamble on, it gets that bad. Other things is hunting. Ew, I know, I did say that too. Hunting, where really, you're just going out killing these beautiful animals, and I have been around, in that myself. I even have my hunting license. The first time I went and got my license, Starlight's like the one shot, one kill. You don't want to mess with me with a gun. I'm very good with a gun. But I never killed an animal for hunting. I have been in tree stands many, many times waiting for a buck, but I never did. I never killed a buck. I I really was all about the meat, though. It was not actually about like the sport of, like, you know, what a lot of people do. They get into the sport of you know, like killing an animal. And Starlight has totally changed her way. I don't even eat meat anymore. You know, and you know, before I thought, like, if I ever had to survive, and that's why I wanted my hunting license. You know, is if I had to, you know, where, you know, I could learn how to hunt. If I, you know, if it's winter time, I'm not going to get any, you know, like there's not going to be a lot of food out there in the woods to be serious. So that's where Starlight was. But I'm not like that right now. You know, like I said, I don't eat meat. But, you know, there's some people out there, they really get into it. So when it's hunting season, like right now, I just found out it's turkey season right now. I didn't even know that. I thought that was around Thanksgiving time. But I guess it depends on what, you know, hunting gear you're using. You know, there's bow, which I know how to do that, compound bow, and then there's crossbow or whatever. And, you know, so there's some people, they're really into killing the animals, and that's like an addiction where, you know, like maybe they put their family last, you know, their huntings first, you know, and, you know, they're all into it. And other things that I put on there, let me see. I'm trying to remember my thumbnail, which is not a thumbnail. I kind of goofed up on that. Is I did football. So yeah, there's a lot of different things. Oh yeah, I said gambling. That's what it is. I had a lot of different gambling stuff, like you know, like doing poker. Oh, you know, like give me a break, really. I did go to a casino with somebody, and I couldn't believe it. You know, I don't know if they were trying to impress me or something like that, but $50 for, you know, like a game of poker, you know, and I know it goes up higher than that, you know, but man, that's a quick loss, really quick. You know, there goes that $50 if you didn't win that game in poker. You know, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, where's the $5 table? You know, like wow. You know, I just couldn't believe that people were putting $50 out on a table for poker. You know, so where are you getting distracted? You know, like, is it a healthy thing? You know, if you're going out in nature, you know, which I love going out in nature, but I have to, you know, what the universe wants you to do also. It is great to get out in nature, but Starlight has to learn balance. So, you know, like even though the universe would be very happy that Starlight went out there and, you know, like went out in nature, took a long hike, but I have other things I have to do and accomplish too. You know, even though going out in nature is a great thing, Starlight does have times where she doesn't want to go back home. You know, like the hike is so beautiful and it's such a long hike, and I'm like, oh wow, that took me a while getting out here, and now I got to head back to my car, and you know, like, and then I don't want to go home. But then, you know, when I get home, I gotta work on making YouTube videos. Well, I gotta make time for making YouTube videos. So, anyway, let me think. I did the horse racing. That's why there's a lot of gambling on that. That's what I'm thinking. And the horse races, I didn't put doggies out there. I did do the bar. I'm just visualizing all these different distractions out there. I remember one. Is the news and movies. You know, like, are you addicted to just, you know, like, you know, you might go to work. Hey, good for you. It's good that you're going to work. And you know, I do have a video, and if you are interested, and I believe, are you happy with your job or something like that, I'm going to find that, and I'll put it at the end. Hopefully I remember, because this is all new to me, to put videos at the end of my video, you know. So anyway, is movies. You know, there's some people, they do not go to work. You know, they you know, it is strange how all this works, that there are some people that have disabilities and they are capable of going out to work. But the government did give them money and they don't have to go to work. You know, they might say, oh, my back is killing me, you know, and because they can't get it fixed. But, you know, like, it's like then what are you spending your time doing? It's one thing if you are, disabled, or, there's some people that don't have an arm, but they still go to work. Or there's some people I've seen that are in wheelchairs, but they still go to work. What are you doing with your time then? I do know some people out there that actually they're claimed as being disabled too. They can work too, but what I've noticed is they're really trying to improve their life. There's a difference. They're always doing like arts and crafts, or, studying stuff on the internet, stuff like, like to get their, expand their mind space, more knowledge. Knowledge is power and stuff like that, where they're always reading. Reading is a good, healthy thing to do. Read, 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 read. And I say that. I don't do a lot because really, it's hard to make the time for reading. I read a book not too long ago, and I started reading another one. But then then summer came. I got distracted by going out in nature, but that's a good distraction. And that's I did like I did make a video about time, which I do want to make another one, because really there's just not enough. Starlight needs like another 12 hours in a day or something to get all this stuff that I want to do in a day. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, and they're all healthy, great things. I want to read, I do the meditation, the yoga, I do a, I do a video on YouTube every day, like I do my affirmations, my numbers, when the universe gives me my numbers, I go to hiking, and then there's times I might play basketball, get some, that's a great workout, doing sports instead of going at, watching football on a TV screen. Like, go out and play it, and that's what, I said in my other videos, to, instead of sitting there on the couch or on a chair or whatever you sit on and just watch that football, where you can start gaining weight, because you're not out there doing the sport, where you feel a lot better if you, invite your friends over, get a football. It doesn't cost much for a football. I bought a basketball, they're cheap, of course, I don't know what kind of football you like, where, also, like, there's some people that are addicted to watching TV, Starlight is very good about that. When I did have Netflix, I didn't watch really good stuff. That was my problem. That's why I got rid of it, is I'm like, and I wasn't watching enough, I'm like, wow, they raised up the price again. It's like, really, how much more are you going to raise this? So, it is kind of funny. I could have got a deal too, because they wanted to lower it, because I told them, hey, I don't really, I was only watching like a movie a night, you know. Anyway, do you, like, are you a couch potato? Like, where you just, like, I went to work, I'm just gonna go home and, like, I'm just gonna, I don't know what they call that, binge on my couch or something and just sit there and just watch a movie. Like, maybe they're going to run out of movies after a while. They'd be like, I'm so bored. I watched all this stuff now, because I thought I was going through that with Netflix. I'm like, I watched that, like I was, but I was only I can't watch movies in the daytime unless I go out and about, like at a movie theater. That's a totally different story. Not that I'm against watching movies. It's just, how much time are you spending watching movies? That's the thing. Like they say, and everything in moderation. So you don't want to, like, just sit there, though, like, if you don't have to go to work, but you wake up and, some people are in those soap operas. Oh, Starlight does not like those things. I had a taste of those when I was a kid with one of my relatives. They loved it, and I just was like, I like, you couldn't say a word because they would get upset with you, like if they were watching their soap opera or those talk shows. Starlight doesn't like those either. I get, like, it brings up a lot of bad stuff in my mind space, so I really can't handle that stuff, so, but some people are really into that, where Starlight would sit there, I'd be crying watching it. I'm like, so, like Jerry Springer shows, and there's some people, they really help people out, but really if you're a person that's dealing with some of those issues that they bring up in those shows, it could really affect you in a really negative way, you know. So anyway, yeah, I don't know if I named all of this stuff. Let me see. I think I did. I'm like, because I have all these pictures in my head of what I picked out. So a lot of it has a lot, like a lot of things, and they connect with each other, like the bar and the dancing and the beer. Oh, I got one. I remember one now. I'm like I'm visualizing my picture that I made. Is smoking pot. Oh, I know. You know how hard that is for me to say that, because I love the smell. Anytime I smell it, woo! Starlight likes that smell. I mean, now I smell it everywhere, you know. I don't even know how I smelled it today as I was driving, like out through New York City, like, I can smell that. Even when I went to my son's house, and he doesn't smoke pot, but his neighbors, I was busting on him because he's a straight and narrow kid. And I'm like, hey, I went in your bathroom, and I knew it wasn't him because he doesn't want to have anything to do with that. And he's a daddy now, he's a good boy. And so he goes, yeah, he goes, my neighbors, they smoke it a lot. So I laughed because he's gotten pulled over so many times by the cops because of the car, because of a certain kind of car, they thought that, they could nail him for something. And they picked on my son so many times, and our whole family thought it was so funny because he's the most straight and narrow family member that we have, never even smoked cigarettes, drank alcohol when it's legal, when he turned 21, he didn't like it. Anyway, he tried beer, he tried, different kind of mixed drinks, he tried wine, but, it wasn't for him. I don't have any problems. I don't have to worry about him, I never have to worry about him. So that's a good thing for me. So anyway, I don't know what is distracting you from working on yourself. Do you get friends that distract you and they pull you away from them? Hey, let's go out to the bar. Let's go pick up some chicks. That's sex could even pull you away. Like if you're not married and you don't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and you're just out there playing, like fornicating like a dog. I'm gonna say it just the way it is. Because there's a lot of that going out. Of course, there's guys and girls that do that stuff. I mean, it does take two to do that. Where if you're just going out and you're like, there's no relationship there, but you're just pleasure seeking, just for the pleasure of it all, you're wasting a lot of your time. What if you stop, seeing that guy or girl and start working on yourself? So those are so many different ways that we could be distracted on becoming our greatest version of ourselves. And, to be that change that we want to see in the world, we have to let go of those things that are no longer serving us, or people, that are no longer serving us. And once you let go of those things and change your lifestyle around and really get focused and get real with yourself, then things start changing, and the universe will say, hey, look at this, this person is working on themselves. And the universe does want to bless you. But if you're just going around and not being serious about your life and just thinking that's the norm, well, then a lot of things are going to happen that you're not going to be happy with, because your desires aren't going to be, get fulfilled, because you're not caring enough about yourself to work on yourself, where the universe sees everything. I'll tell you that. Sometimes I think my twin flame knows so much. I'm like, how the heck does he know this stuff? And it's amazing how the universe, or even if you ever heard of a twin flame, I do have a video on that too. Like what a twin flame is. And there's a lot of other videos, not just mine, out there on YouTube. So you might want to check that out if you're really looking to get really the best kind of, to me, is the most absolute best kind of relationship you ever could imagine. It will blow your mind. And anyway, I know this is getting really long, and so you really, really want to look at where you spending your time. Are you being distracted? Like, how do you spend your day? Really think about it. What do you do from the moment you wake up? If you got work, hey, that's one thing. And after you get done with work, what do you do after? Do you have a family? You might be married. You might have kids. But there's still things that you could work on even if you have your family, depending on their ages. That really is a big, if they're older, more mature, where you got more flexibility. When they're little, you do have to spend a lot of time with them. So, and then there's times that you can do things together with your family. Hey, let's change things. Instead of watching all these movies all the time, let's go for a trip, or go for a hike. Get them out in the woods. Oh, video games is what I want to add. I got to throw this in really quick. I was thinking, it's kind of weird. Have you ever thought of this as when you're on the toilet, it's when you really think of a lot of shit? I can't believe that just came out of my mouth. But I wasn't doing number 2. I actually had to go to the bathroom before I started this video, and I was like, I was thinking of what else I could use on my thumbnail, and I'm like, yes, that's a good one. I get so many, it's my thinker, my thinking seat there and there. I don't know. I come up with the greatest ideas when I'm sitting on my toilet. It is too funny. I had to just throw that in there. But video game playing, there's a lot of guys and girls. I mean, all different ages these days. I mean, like, I am so surprised, women older than me, and they are on their cell phones playing those video games on their cell phones. Yeah. Yeah, this is what this world is changing into. Or TikTok, there's other ones, distractions, or Hollywood stuff. Those are another distraction. There, I named more. See, I'm not on my toilet right now, and I thought of more stuff. I guess, hey, later on, I'll just sit on my toilet and say, what am I going to do next? You'll have to send me a message down below. Do you get more thoughts when you sit on the toilet? What is up with the toilet? Why does Starlight get a lot of insight when I'm on I am so sorry. I am very honest, and I do get a twisted sense of humor. I do. I am definitely full of it, and it's getting near nighttime for me. I get silly. So anyway, I do love all of you, and really think about that. You might have to, sit on your toilet and think, where's all my time going? How am I being distracted? Video games is a big one. Some people make a lot of money doing video games, but has your life changed? Might be nice to, not nice, but might be awesome to make all that money, but are you becoming a better person, when you get done with all that, So anyway, I do love all of you, and you can give this video a thumbs up. This is way better than the one I had. I'm going to have to delete that other one. You could share this video, and you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. You could leave a message down below. You can reach me at Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook at Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. It is definitely more of a 5-star than my last one. So anyway, I do love you. I really don't get distracted. Don't let people or things distract you. I really want you to become the greatest version of yourself that you can be, so we can be that change that we want to see in this world. And it starts with me, and it starts with you. It starts with you, and it starts with me. So anyway, I do love all of you. This is Starlight. Love and light. Peace.